Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Contender Series prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the Contender Series 2026 week number 3 full card of predictions. I'll be predicting the full card of fights for Contender Series 2026 week number 3. So yeah, no need to beat around the bush. We've done this a gazillion times. Let's get to it. So first fight on the card we have in the middleweight division, we got Nick Galente versus Carlos Petrazula. And I'll go average confidence Nick Galente to beat Carlos Petrazula. Petrazula seemed like, he kind of playing with his career, to be honest. 15-1. You look at his resume, the guy's like 10-16, 15-16, 10-11, 11-10. Like, his record kind of like a joke. Like, he'd be just playing around. Nick Galente, like, at least to test himself. Like, he got one loss, but his one loss to a guy that, fought on the Contender Series against Cam Rouse and got sparked, but either way, he's fighting relevant talent. Petrazula, not really fighting relevant talent, and has not even really beat anyone any bit remarkable at all. Like, matter of fact, he's beating nobody that's any step above a turd. I can't even call him a can. He's fighting turds. Like, he's fighting well beneath cans. Like, cans at least got some decency. He's fighting turds. But yeah, Petrazula seems like a well-rounded fighter, but his level of competition is mediocre. Galente seemed like a real, what they call, blue chip prospect. Real strong, solid wrestling, solid grappling. Still haven't seen his striking too much, but very strong, very solid wrestler, solid grappler as well. Has tested his grappling skills though, not just in the gym, but he's been competing in grappling, been wrestling. So the guy's a high level competitor, high level, yeah. So I like that from Galente, and I really going to struggle to get behind a guy who ain't fighting nobody. That's always going to be that way. So average confidence, Galente. I think he dominates. Petrazula runs right through him. And I say a second round submission for Nick Galente. So in this one, I got Nick Galente via second round submission. Now to our next fight, we have in the welterweight division, we got Ronald Humphrey versus Alexis Miranda. And how I feel about this one right here is I'll go average confidence Ronald Humphrey to beat Alexis Miranda. So yeah, yet again, one of these kind of well-rounded guys in Miranda. But has not fought nobody. Kind of soggy and fat and weak for the weight class at 170. Like, carry around a lot of fat, so maybe he could go down to 155. I think he's kind of tall, but he carry a lot of extra fat on his body. He's 6'2", but again, that 6'2" skinny fat body, he probably can make it 155. Or maybe instead of just being skinny fat, maybe he put some muscle and be a solid middle. Not say solid middle, but a solid 170. But yeah, decent guy, but just don't seem like he got much talent, or he hasn't built into that frame. Like, put some muscle on, do some strength and conditioning, improve your diet or something, lift some weights, do something. And then maybe you could do this, but it's hard right now to see like a guy that just not there. Humphrey looks like a more proven, like a more polished product, fighting better competition, very powerful wrestling, athletic. It hits very hard. It seemed like just the more thorough, put together right guy right now with a higher ceiling and a guy that's fighting with more purpose. As far as the strength of schedule, just a much better strength of schedule. Again, Miranda kind of similar to Petrazula. Like, who are you fighting? Like, are you just here to beat up cans, or beat up turds, not even cans, beat up turds and flex a fake record, or are you here to really fight good guys, like, and try to, really get to UFC? Or whatever. That's kind of what I'm saying. But yeah, I think Humphrey, kind of same thing, but I'm saying like a second round TKO in this one. Or maybe first, but I'll say first round TKO. I think Humphrey's very explosive. He might not be, I don't know why I'm comparing him to the other guy. They're not fighting each other right now. But Humphrey, I did think he has more. What about Humphrey? As he has that explosive wrestling, maybe submission grappling, all that good just yet. But again, explosive wrestling, very strong, very athletic, hits hard, hits fast. I think that athleticism, that wrestling will be too much for Miranda. But ultimately, I think like whether it's on the feet or on the ground, I think is late first round TKO for Ronald Humphrey. So in this one, I have Ronald Humphrey via first round TKO. Now to our next fight we have in the welterweight division, we got Clancy Jr. versus Gary Bolato. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go low confidence Clancy Jr. to beat Gary Bolato. So I'm not too sure really where to gauge Gary Bolato's skills overall. I know he's been doing a lot of bare knuckle boxing and whatnot, and BKFC and whatnot. But I can't really find too much of his MMA fights, so I can't see. And he does got some submission. I ain't like he just a guy that all he does is strike. I'm gonna assume he's that, but I can't like really pin that on him. Clancy Jr. is the younger guy. He's been fighting at a higher level MMA than I think Gary Bolato has ever fought as far as MMA. Well, Bolato, I think he did fight some decent guys. He got sparked, so I guess he fought higher level opponents, but he did get sparked. so I can't hold that against him too much. But either way, Sean Clancy Jr. has been fighting at a higher level recently, and that's more about recency. And he's shown a well-rounded skill set. I think Bolato will have the better boxing, but I think Sean Clancy Jr. is the better overall fighting. He'll have the kicking, the better kicks, the better grappling. Probably be the physically stronger guy here. But yeah, I think Sean Clancy Jr. wins. I'll say third round submission. I think he'll be able to mix it up, drag him to the deep end, and then drown him and find a submission in third. So in this one, I got Sean Clancy Jr. via third round submission. Now to our next fight, we have in the heavyweight division, we have Mario Paison versus Guilherme Uriel. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go low confidence Guilherme Uriel to beat Mario Paison. So Uriel's Contender Series loss to Josh Hockett actually is aging extremely well because high-key he did better than Derrick Lewis. It's not even like, it hasn't even really been a year since that Contender Series thing, and Josh Hockett's already like a top 10 heavyweight. Just beat up Derrick Lewis, who was like a long time top 5, top 10 heavyweight. Matter of fact, maybe even top 3 at some point. He did have like fight for 2 interim belts. Now he fought for the actual belt against Cormier and got submitted. Fought for the interim against Rogan, got dogged. And then I think he might have fought for one more interim. I think he might have fought for the belt like 3 times. Like 2 interim shots and 1 undisputed shot. Lost all of them, obviously, but yeah, so. And yeah, that's not really a flex. Say, well, I didn't get beat up as bad as you got beat up, but that is the thing. So you can't really hold that Contender Series loss against him as much because how well Hockett is doing. But yeah, Paison has not fought the best competition. Seems to have a glass chin. Uriel seems like at least a decent talent. I think he'll be the better overall fighter. I think he'll be the bigger fighter here. And I think he'll be able to find, yeah, he's big, 6'1", 5'11". Paison, like, a guy that's really not even a heavyweight. This guy that's fighting heavyweight just because. Probably really like a light heavyweight, middleweight, maybe even a welterweight, to be honest. Uriel kind of got the heavyweight frame, but he probably could be a light heavyweight guy. But I don't really see like middleweight. I feel like middleweight just be no pointless. But I feel like Paison probably could be middleweight. Uriel could be a solid light heavyweight frame-wise. And yeah, Uriel's the better talent. And I think he will have grown a lot from that Hockett fight, if anything, drawn confidence from it and look to build from it. Well, I'm not going to say draw confidence, but, you know, look at it as something to motivation. That's the better word. Confidence, like, you're not going confidence for getting a whoop. You can draw motivation, like, look at the guy who whooped me last. Look what he's doing. Look where I could be. And, you know, I had some little moments here, a little this and that stuff. But look to build upon that, take motivation, see where you can go. And I think I said Orme. I combined his first and last name. I think Guilherme Uriel goes out there and finds the chin of Paison and puts him out in the first round. So in this one, I have Guilherme Uriel via first round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the bantamweight division, we got, I said female bantamweight. We got in the women's bantamweight division, we got Bellemere versus Alex Apodaca. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go high confidence Bellemere to beat Alex Apodaca. So we got the seed of the great Frank Mir, Bellemere coming here. One thing I can say for sure Bellemere does better than her father. She's a better wrestler because she actually started wrestling from a kid. Frank Mir, I don't think really wrestled that much or at all growing up like that. I think he kind of started like karate and this other type of little martial arts and like BJJ. He wasn't really doing like, I think he did Kempo too, so he did a lot of different little martial arts, but really didn't do too much wrestling. Bellemere came out the womb wrestling, BJJ, like, so she's been purely bred, I guess, like in a sense, to be a better, I'm not gonna say she's better than her father than grappler, but maybe, who knows, she might go and have more accolades, to be honest. Like, the bantamweight division is very wide open, and she's extremely young and extremely talented. We'll see. Just 23 years old. And yeah, so she got the wrestling that he never had, and she is getting a lot of the BJJ skills that he does have. So she'll have a better ability of getting the fight to the ground than her father ever had eventually. And yeah, going against Alex Apodaca, who's more so just a kind of semi-well-rounded fighter, primarily strike. I think Bellemere will be able to have her way with her, dominate her, and get her out of there pretty early in the first round. Be a submission, probably like an arm bar. First round submission for Bellemere. Just levels and skills, just way too vast. Levels and skills, levels and talent. Bellemere, again, literally been bred for this in elite wrestling for women's MMA. And just elite BJJ all around. Again, I think she's going to just dominate Apodaca, and I think she submits her in the first round. So in the first round. So in this one, I have Bellemere via first round submission. And so that concludes my fight predictions for the 4 Carter fights for not PFL. My brain is all over the place, but it is what it is. Deal with it. Well, I'm dealing with it. Y'all not dealing with it. Well, kind of y'all dealing with it because y'all watching the video, but and let me just act like that ain't happened. Like none of that just happened. So ignore all the typos and the brain fried and the brain rot that's going on right here. But yeah, so that concludes the full card of. Ignore that too. So that concludes the full card of predictions for Contender Series 2026, week number 3. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.